Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. Want to improve your organization's customer service? Looking for insider tips to knock your customer socks off? Then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Yannick Grant.
Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. On today's episode, our guest is CJ Stratte. CJ is a highly accomplished female entrepreneur, currently serving as the CEO and president on the Move Trucks, a successful turnkey truck rental company catering to self-storage and real estate professionals. With substantial experience in the industry, CJ has been instrumental in driving the company's growth and expansion over the years. As a sought-after speaker at various self-storage events, CJ has shared her extensive knowledge and expertise on topics such as business strategy, marketing, and customer service, offering valuable insights to industry professionals. CJ is a true marketing enthusiast and firmly believes in the power of effective marketing to drive business success. Throughout her career, she has demonstrated a deep commitment to excellence, innovation, and providing exceptional value to clients, helping On the Move Trucks establish a strong reputation as a leader in the truck rental industry. So without further delay, sit back, plug your earphones in, and let's jump right into this conversation with CJ. Welcome, CJ.
Thank you for the introduction, and I look forward to our conversation.
Okay. All right, CJ. So we always like to give our guests an opportunity to share a little bit about their journey. So in your own words, how did you get from where you were then to where you are today?
Well, it's been an interesting journey. I originally went to college I wanted to own a hotel. And so I went to school to do that. And I took a marketing class and changed my whole trajectory of my career and plans that I thought I had. You know how you do when you are 18 going to school, you think you know it all. But I just really grasped onto marketing and have enjoyed the career that I've had with it. I luckily worked for a family business. And so we had a marketing director when I began working here, but she quit and my family never replaced her. So I just kind of stepped in and did the work and taught myself how to do all the marketing for our company, and have experimented in all. You know, we didn't have Facebook marketing classes back when I was in school, or social media for marketing purposes. So it's been a interesting change over the years with the technology and all the creepy things we can do in marketing now.
All right. Could you share with our audience maybe 2 or 3, I would say, lessons that you've learned along the way that you found has been influential in helping the business to become more customer centric?
Yes, I am very focused on the customers. I think we're here to make them great. We're here to make my product is to make their product better. So, which is very fun and gives me a lot of passion about what I do. But my biggest thing is that I'm trying to make it easier for our customers to do everything. You know, we have a pretty basic product like truck rental. It's not very sexy. It's not very, there's not many things you can do to change it, but the technology has changed where we can make it easier for my storage facility owners to make it easier for their customers to book it. Even like with you just using simple technology that we have like Calendly, and making that, like using that as a tool to book trucks and make it easier for our customers to not have to be so involved with looking at calendars and going back and forth with dates. So that's been very cool with our customers. Are a lot happier with the time that it takes to book a rental. Makes them look more professional. And so we provide the whole software for them to be able to do that. And I've changed it a couple times over the last couple of years, or actually not last couple of years, over the last 20 years. So our software now is, it was very old school when I first got a hold of it. And it was like, you had to drop down every number for like the time. So you'd have to, scroll down to a 1 and then go 0 and AM and all that. It was very time consuming. So, we're about to launch our newest software that I've been working on for the last year, where they basically just send a link to their customer to rent their truck and they don't have to worry about it. So really excited about that. We also do a quarterly magazine for our customers, which we feature different tips and tricks that we've heard from other customers. Our customers write articles for us for the magazine. So I really like the ability to share the success stories and how the best way to use their truck. I love it when they use it for charity. So they'll donate their truck usage of running their trucks out to maybe the women's shelter or other organizations within the community. So I love hearing those stories. And another way we have really worked with our customers is I actually personally we'll get on a Zoom, and we are a nationwide company, so Zoom has been a whole life changer with getting in front of my customers and being like, okay, why is your truck rental not working? Well, how can you rent your truck out more? And seeing what's going on. And so I have Zoom calls with customers and like, okay, if you want to rent your truck out more, maybe we should have a sign outside, and I've created signs and printed them for customers, and just the more successful they are with their products that I supply, then the better off I am too. So just really working with our customers and their success is what I believe is important to be successful.
Right. Okay, perfect. So in addition to working with the customers and having that one-on-one touch point kind of interaction with them, as you mentioned just now, could you share with us, our listeners, what are some ways in which the marketing aspect, because I know you mentioned in your bio that you're focused a lot on marketing. How have you been able to kind of marry what you're doing with marketing to kind of infuse that into the experience that the customer has? You kind of touched on it a little bit when you mentioned the technology and customer experience in terms of creating that frictionless, seamless experience. But are there any other things that you've been doing that kind of helps to enhance that?
Well, the fun thing about what we do is we actually help our customers custom design the graphics for their truck to be able to advertise their business. So we definitely get to ask our advice. I make sure that the spelling's correct, that kind of thing. We've come up with helpful marketing phrases to use. And so that's part of it, like just really working with our customers hand in hand to give them the product that they are looking for. But we also have the expertise to know what has been successful with our customers. And so if we see custom graphics that maybe don't look great, I'm not afraid to say something to my customers and be like, maybe not use so many words, or let's use a different color. You can't really see that far away, and that kind of thing. So.
All right. So you do get hands-on, which is really great. Now, as a consumer yourself, CJ, to kind of take yourself out of the situation where you are actually the service provider, but you are the person that the service is being provided to. Could you share with our listeners maybe 2 things that are of great importance to you when you do business with an organization?
I always believe follow-up is always great. I get super busy, but I really want a product, and I just have a couple more questions, but then I get another product I want, and then I have more questions about that, and so I forget about product 1. So I just think having patience with our customers and realizing that they're busy just as I am, and I really want to buy something, but I forget about it, and so I just think follow-up is really great with a customer experience. Not just because it doesn't mean that they don't want it, it's just they have kids or emergency at work where it gets put to the back burner. So I just always like having people being patient with me, but keeping in touch about different products that I'm looking to buy, and keeping it in my forefront with just a polite nudge, with an email or a call or whatever. But just not to be forgotten, just because I didn't call back doesn't mean I'm not interested. So
right, follow up. Very good. Excellent. So that's one thing you look out for. Is there another thing you'd like to share with us that you really look out for when you're doing business with an organization?
I really like the customer experiences, through the website, and being able to find the information I need, being able to check out if I'm purchasing something online, and just having a great experience online, and making sure that your website's up to date, that the links are working, that your checkout process is easy to use still.
All right, perfect. Now, could you also share with our listeners, CJ, what's the one online resource, tool, website, or app that you absolutely can't live without in your business?
Oh, wow. There's a lot. I think Canva is one of my favorite things that has been invented in my tenure as a marketing director. I never had the design gene. I've always just been like the strategy. And so having Canva has really made me be able to like show what I'm picturing in my head a little bit easier and help me with my campaigns and really simplify the process. Um, I like that. And then I definitely, I'm just looking through my phone real quick. I'm like, what else do I use? Outlook, having that app and that kind of thing on my phone, so I don't have to wait till the next day to answer simple requests.
Right.
And just, I don't know. I feel like there's an app for everything. I met my husband on an app, so
You have your husband on an app. That's brilliant.
so I just think that I definitely like the Teams, and that's always great because having the Teams app from Microsoft 360 or 5 or whatever it is, and being able to quickly answer my employees when they have questions, that's been a life changer.
All right. So Canva, Outlook, and Microsoft Teams. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Could you also share with our listeners maybe one or two books that have had a great impact on you? It could be a book that you read a very long time ago, or even one that you've read recently, but it has had a great impact on you.
One of my favorite books, I like to keep things simple, and I like a little bit of cheesiness and that kind of stuff. But like I liked, oh my goodness, the Rhinoceros Success. I can't remember the name of the real name right now. I'm horrible with names. But it was a book written by a younger author, and he was just getting into the business world, and he was just being like, you got to be a rhino, you got to have thick skin, and just blast through your career, and don't take no for an answer type of mentality in that book. And it was just a quick 100-page read, but I made all my sales team read it, and just I got everybody little rhinos once they got their first sale after reading that book. So I kind of had that in here. And then, I mean, I couldn't do what I do without reading the Bible. That's my my go-to for solving my issues and keeping strong, I guess, in my career.
Yep. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, could you always also share with our listeners, CJ, you have how many persons do you have in your organization in total?
Just about 20.
Okay. So I would say that could be classified as a small organization. But regardless, we do have a lot of listeners that tap into this podcast who are business owners and managers who they have great products and services, but sometimes they lack the constantly motivated human capital. If one of those persons were sitting across the room from you right now and they asked you, what's the one piece of advice that you could give them to kind of turn that human capital motivation around, what would that be?
I just feel like being kind and patient and understanding. I mean, there's so many things going on in the world and in people's lives. I've always had strict bosses that are like, okay, be here 9 to 5 and then, not getting projects done and that kind of stuff. But I feel like if I help my help my customers, but obviously I help my teammates get to where they're lacking and show them how I would do it. And I just really, I give them the space to do what they need to do. But I try to be understanding, like, okay, I can work from home, but my daughter's sick, so I want to be home. And so like being able to, I'm pretty lenient with that kind of stuff. Because I just feel like when you're happy at home, you're more productive at work. So if I'm worried about my daughter all day being sick, then I'm not going to get any work done at the office or not, All
right. So be kind and be patient. All right. Now, can you also share with our listeners, what's the one thing that's going on in your life right now that you're really excited about? Either something you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Well, I've been really excited about listening to more podcasts and being part of them. Actually, that's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot from different hosts like yourself, and it's helping get my confidence better. Like actually saying out loud what I do is very helpful with my growth and in leadership and that kind of thing too. So I'm really excited about that. I really enjoy, I've been really working with my, having more intimate meetings with my leadership team and going off campus, I call it, and really just sit out there, sit together, just talking like more in private. It's not in private, but we'll be like at a restaurant or something where we're not in front of this team, and we can just kind of say how we're feeling and what strategies we have, and we come up with great brainstorming sessions. And so I've really enjoyed having some of those meetings and just working closely with my leadership team to nail out some great plans.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Now, our listeners would have tapped into this episode and they're quite intrigued with your journey and they'd like to know how they can connect with you online. Where can they find you online?
I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn under CJ Stratte. And I also have Facebook. And you can find me under CJ Stratte there too.
Perfect.
And and if you have any questions about my business or anything, it's at onthemovetrucks.com. And that has some of my bio info and contact email and that kind of stuff on there as well.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Now, before we wrap our episodes up, we always like to ask our guests, do you have a quote or a saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote? It kind of helps to get you back on track if for any reason you got derailed. Do you have one of those?
Yes, actually, I just texted to one of my good friends. She's going through some personal issues, and I was like, I always just remember everything's temporary. Every day goes by, and if you survive to the next day, you did great, right? So I was just like, everything's temporary. It's not always going to be a bad day. It's not always going to be a good day. So I just, it's just temporary, and go to the next hurdle or the next success, and but be grateful for your successes, and just don't harp too much on your failures.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that quote, CJ. We'll definitely have that in the show notes of this episode. So just want to extend our warmest gratitude and appreciation to you for jumping on this podcast with us today. I know it took time out of your very busy schedule. Running a company must take up a lot of your time. And so we want to thank you for just sharing, some of the journeys that you've been on, the impact that you've had on the clients that you have as it relates to your trucking business, and just some of the benefits that customer experience can have to organizations across different industries. I do believe that what you shared today will be of great value to our listeners. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Just want to remind our listeners that you can follow us on Facebook. We have a private Facebook group community, Navigating the Customer Experience Community, and feel free to follow us on Twitter at NavigatingCX. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant.
Thanks for listening. For more awesome resources to take your customer service game to another level, head over to navigatingthecustomerexperience.com. See you next time.